Hello, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? Today's reading is going to be about your soulmate journey and divine love, guidance, answers, predictions for what's going on and what's coming your way, what you can expect to see, probably at your time, dates, initials, totem animals for sure, circumstances, age difference, whatever comes in. I'm going to invite all those messages so we can get as many details as possible. I know I have a lot of new viewers when I do these types of things, and because it's for a large collective, I want you to just use your common sense that every last detail isn't going to be exacting. You need a private for that. So if initials, zodiac, or something is off, we're not discarding somebody and their affection because of that, right? And I just wanted to have corresponding stones too. I've been making a lot of protection, relaxation type of jewelry, also things that motivate me. So I'll just tell you what your choice is along with your card and tell you a little bit about stones because everybody's like so curious about them. So number one is the Great Gathering. It's all coming together, intuitive hits and soul tribes. And I mixed that with a bunch of beautiful smoky mystic quartz and one of my favorite stones that I mixed in there is labradorites. They look really beautiful under the light. And I feel like that's a really mystic, great stone to intuit with, very balancing. I also feel like it's super relaxing. Like if I ever have like attention deficit and I'm trying to do too much, labradorite is really good for that as well. And I usually make these in like stackable 4 bracelets and I put them in my store. I like stacking them. And then the second one was Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers of the Subtle Realms. And then I have garnets, onyx, very protective. Garnets are galvanizing and really energy giving stones, and smoky quartz is great for deflecting any negative energy, as are most of the dark stones as well. And I also just feel like combined with garnets, it's kind of that mellow strength where nothing touches you or bothers you when you're wearing them. And I threw in a little labradorite because I like that kind of like beautiful metal gothic look to that. So I like to mix that with a little pyrite too. And number 3 is Lemuria, creating your own heaven on earth. It is happening. Everything is purifying right now and kind of replenishing itself. And I mix that with labradorite and sodalite, and I also have some beautiful agates and lava stones. And I love all the blues for the throat chakra and the communication stone. Really great when you just want to have that kind of push to be able to say your truth and whatever you mean. It also helps you elaborate, find the right adjectives. Great expression stone for sure. So we're going to begin with number 1, you guys, the Great Gathering. I feel this is happening. It's all coming together. A lot of you are getting much more deep intuitive hits, especially those of you on your soulmate journey. You're reading the symbolisms, the synchronicities, and it's kind of working as a guide map for you. Really helpful stuff. So we're going to see what their possible zodiac signs are, what houses they focus on, and what planetary so we have Leo and Taurian energy. So we're going to start with that. And then we have Venus, and then we're going to go into their 2 houses. So right away, Leo is the lover. They're very expressive and creative, loving, playful, warm, very overt, very ostentatious, fun, self-confident, flirtatious, glowing. And they have a lot of great optimism. Like they're very vibrant in their personalities. And then we have the beautiful Taurus energy too. The, earthly, practical, very steadfast, productive, tenacious, possessive. They have they're kind of a self-contained unit, having everything together, solid. They're also quite pleasure-seeking. They like a beautiful aesthetic and nice fabrics, things of that nature. But really calming essence, I find, within them. Now, I love the Venus, of course, because this is sort of what's going to saturate your atmosphere when you're with them. And this is beauty, harmony, romance, charm, receptive energy, where you sit back and they're very giving, that equality, great luxury, wealth, diplomacy, value, all of that, where you feel like you have indulgence and your senses are employed, all of that kind of energy. So let's see the houses that's going to be focused on too. So we have the 9th house, which is seeking. I really love that because this is about foreign travel. You'll be experiencing adventure together. I think that they are probably from a different country than you are. Perhaps their native language is even different. Education, customs, faith, beliefs. You'll be learning all this stuff. Pilgrimage, which is really fun. Probably going to some great spiritual sites together. Now, the 12th house, I love this because this is about the subconscious mind, having compassion, your dreams. They're going to start to come into your dreamscape big time. And you're going to, start to envision them, start to envision conversations, connections, what's taking place. Really great stuff within that. Let's see what your animal totem is going to be. Oh, cat. Be relaxed and be independent. And that's also your message too. Be independent. Be who you are. Don't give up your power. Don't be, obsessive about love and tracking it down. Be receptive. It's already coming to you with all of this beautiful energy. But I feel like you'll be seeing more strange cats like in your neighborhood around. You'll be noticing them more, imagery of them. They'll be popping up everywhere. Let's see what else is happening in this. So they have this beautiful high priest or priestess energy where they're quite spiritual. They're tapped into it. They understand higher reasoning, the collective. And this usually comes in regard to you having the connection is so strong that there isn't all this second guessing and procrastinating. So vows come in quite quickly. They propose quite quickly within the relationship with that. They're really able to express what they want on a soul level and are so trustworthy and so forthcoming that you really understand that, they're not playing around here. So let's see if we can get some time frames and a little more of their personality as well. Okay, cool. So this can be super soon as 3 months, as soon as 3 months. And again, this is one more attribute. Someone who is very quick thinking and makes up their mind very quickly. I think that's where the vows come in, where it's like, listen, I don't need to prevaricate and hop back and forth. I already know what it is I want, and they just go for it. And that's lovely because we don't need a bunch of second guessing, right? It's just not necessary. When we know what we want, we go for it. So let's get some initials in there too. We have R, H, and I'm going to pull a third one too. And B. So it can be R, H, B, B, H, R. And again, I'm feeling that what's happening is you're going to start to feel more motivated to do certain things that you might have put on the back burner, like creativity comes in. Oh, let me get my new deck where I have I painted some Rorschach things, and I was like, I wanted to do some fun extra things that had to do with soulmate reads. So divinely brought together. So there's very little work that is engendered on anybody's part. It's one of those things where you're just beautifully reading the signs and synchronicity. You're in the flow of it. So you're not second guessing. You don't have fear or lack mentality. And again, the intense physical attraction that's immediate. So it's like you want to be by each other. That beautiful magnetism is there on an epic scale. So there's no are they you just know it through this beautiful divine and intense energy that they are for you and you are for them. So beautiful energy, group one. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. If you need a private read or you want to go to my Etsy store, if you have any questions too, you can always go over on Instagram and DM me. I'm Sparkrist 11 over there too. It's either Sparkrist or whatever. Just go under Melanie Williams. And if you have any questions about anything, crystals, the journey, any of that, I love using that platform to be able to connect with you guys. And if you want to get some nice, beautiful protective or mellowing or spiritual pieces that help you connect intuitively, I have all of that in my store as well. Thank you guys so much for all your love and support. Very exciting time for you. So now we're on to the Council of Light, and we're going to see possible zodiacs, their houses, the planetary. So we have Piscean energy, Sagittarian, Jupiter energy, which is really great. So let's start with the Jupiter energy because it's so expansive, and about this person is filled with massive enthusiasm and optimism, as are you going to be as you're kind of on this path now. What happens is we tap into that energy. We're aligned with it, right? We get what happens when we're excited for something on Christmas Eve, on our birthdays. We're excited. We know this gift is coming, and that's what you're going to start to feel. Benevolence. You want to share good luck, because when we expect good things, we're setting that format and that path. We're projecting good, lucky, happy energy into the future. Therefore, it's coming to us. Our mind looks for things that that are familiar. So when we've already envisioned something occurring a certain way, it becomes familiar to us. So we look for that. We look for things with optimism. We look for things with that keen eye for success. And both of you are doing that right now, which is great. So here's their possible zodiac: Sagittarius, the Voyager. You know, they're very enthusiastic, philosophical. I'm a Sagittarius too. I'm eternally optimistic as much as I can be. Whenever I wake up, I just reach for that. I'm like, what do I want to do today? It's going to get me excited. How am I going to connect and create and do all these things? In fact, this morning, I spent a couple extra minutes before I got up to say, you know, ease into the day, because mutable fire signs want to do a lot, and they can get monkey mind and go in too many directions and have all these loose threads of starting something but losing focus and then not continuing it. So when you have mind over matter and you know you're going to have intention as well as focus and follow through, great things really get done. They love to travel. We're big risk takers. You know, we know that we have that full essence of feeling divinely protected and guided. So we get to take fun risks, and that's where the benefits lie, right? When we reach out and stretch. And then Pisces, the mystic, beautiful, deep sign. I feel like you can know a Pisces for their entire lives and only know 50% of them. They are so deep and within their own minds and intentions, and they're artistic and beautiful, super imaginative, a lot of compassion and love. A lot of them are in the healing arts because they can figure out emotional roadmaps of people. Really great great vocations for people like that. Dreamy, you know, they're definitely highly spiritual. They know that there is something greater, and they're always reaching for that too, and it helps sustain them in their capacity to be able to care and keep going. My mother was a Pisces, and she did some amazing things, and oftentimes I was like, how is that even possible? So let's get some initials. We have A, S, and I. So we have A, S, and I can be their first. One of these can be their first or last initial. Let me also pull their house and what drives them too. So Mars, this is great because nothing's stopping them. And that's no surprise with either one of these signs that Mars really drives them. Their desire, their impulses are very courageous, forceful. They're a strong person. They don't care about competition because they just know that if they stay in their own lane and they focus on what they're doing, they're going to be the best at it. It's just really, they get excited. They want other people to get excited. There is some impatience for results, but again, there's so much enthusiasm. They potency, power, like the engine that drives us when we're running a little low. That type of helper is really important because they don't, you know, they don't exude lethargy or boredom. It's all like, let's try this, let's do this. And it really kind of is contagious, which is nice. Now, part of this is the 7th house relating partners. This is saying too that your relatives and all of them are going to be very cohesive and very compatible too. Good friends right away. Marriage is going to take place. Good rich companionship throughout your matching friendships and families. You know, communion, a sense of family togetherness, a great balance. I feel like you guys have a lot of similarities, and also how you were kind of brought up and how you see the world. Your family does as well. Therefore, that is kind of happening with you. So let's see what your 2 other messages are. I made these cards the other night. I just felt like it. A prestigious alliance, upgraded circumstances. I feel like your combined energy is going to create like prestige. Like you'll be the prestige couple. People will want to invite you places, and you kind of elevate a room and an atmosphere because of your mutual compatibility creates this thing of like beauty, laughter, lightness, and love. You ever see people that are just so in love? It's like they beam, they legit radiate something. And because of that, you guys are, you know, you're upgrading your circumstances and everything. You don't settle anymore. You feel the moment and the message. So all these little synchronicities are going to be coming in for you. All this symbology is going to be showing up, and you're going to feel that. You're going to pause and be like, wow, this is meant for me. I understand this. Let's pull one of your animal totems that's going to come through too. You have the raven. So I always equate this with other dark birds as well. When you see that, you're going to pause and you're going to feel the energy, the connective, what they're trying to say, do, communicate to you, because spirit is always trying to align us with, hey, let's correct a little bit right here. You're a little too anxious. You're a little too fearful. Let's really bring our best attributes forward so we can be calm, so we can be loving, so we can be together, right? Really have our acts together and not come from a place of impatience, right? So let's see, we're going to pull 2 more cards in terms of times. So this looks like 8 months, and also Queen of Arrows is going to be where your headspace is at during this time. You're going to feel really collected. You're going to have good ideas. You're going to be strong. You're going to have stamina. You're going to have fantastic work ideas and how to implement them and to make money from them as well, because your vibration and frequency as it raises collects all this great stuff from the universe, stuff that motivates you, stuff that galvanizes you, things that connect you, things that have you look into spirituality, things that have you read the signs. So it's like a whole big lift, right? Mind, body, spirit. There you go. Up, up, and away. Beautiful energy, group 2. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, you guys, and all my links are down below. Yeah, prepare for change and really feel those moments. Pause. We don't need to race through everything. We can give ourselves a breather and really connect with that and what it all means, right? Beautiful, beautiful energy. If you're new to my channel, welcome, you guys. Thanks so much for watching my videos and my regulars and my beautiful patrons and everybody who orders my jewelry and supports me. Thank you, you guys. I appreciate it so, so much. So now we're on to number 3, which is Lemuria, which is creating heaven on earth. It is happening. If you look around the world and you see what's taking place in all the natural capacity, some amazing stuff is happening. The earth is healing. It's getting, you know, the waters are clearing. Some amazing stuff is happening right now. And people are getting purified as well, because they're not doing anything that doesn't hold meaning for them anymore, because they realize time is precious and really intense, crazy things can happen at any moment. So why aren't we living our best, most intentional lives right now, for sure, right? So let's see what their possible signs are. We have Aries and Gemini. Beautiful. So Aries, you know, is the radical. They are so self-starting and activated. They are active. They love sports. They like to move. Really fierce, assertive people too, fiery, exhilarating. And again, I do feel like they are innocent. They come from a place of like, let's do this. They do not try to infringe on other people's property or ideas or anything. Like everything just comes from a fresh, innocent perspective. Super courageous. They're great leaders. I mean, they're so fearless. Every Aries I've ever met is like top of the game at everything. Just like, get out of the way. Here we come. Really awesome, fearless people, impulsive, wonderful. So Gemini, beautiful, the butterfly. You know, they're very curious and communicative, versatile, flexible, variety seeking. You know, they don't like the same old, same old. Very social, collaborative, perceptive, beautiful, beautiful energy from them. So let's see what's guiding them and you, and then see what houses are taking place in influences with them. So 8th house, intimacy, right away, investments, intensity, contracts. Wow, look at all this. Obsessions, mysteries, all of this. So this takes place because I feel like it's such an intense attraction that it's one of those things where it's so passionate and everything's so hot and heavy and everything. The right away, we have to be careful because everything does, the commitment is there almost from the second you meet. So all of a sudden, this is running through all your heads. Wow, you know, what are we going to do with, you know, our monies, our properties, how we live together, all this stuff. Everything starts swirling around, and it makes sense. You have to invest time on, okay, how are we going to take care of all of this? Because it's so instantaneous. Again, fourth house, roots, your family, your home, your backgrounds. I feel like it's going to be a very comfortable melding of families and friends, that there's high compatibility as well. It's one of those things where your friends and family see both of you so enamored in love and careful and loving with one another that they can't help but get on board and support this in a huge way. And it feels comfortable. You feel rejuvenated. They feel it. Because I feel like a lot of you feel like you're at the end of your tether, that you've had, you know, and sustained some relationships that you put so much effort into, and they really petered out or ended just explosively through whatever, and you're like, I just want some normalcy, some love, some intimacy that has passion, all of that. And because that's taking place, your families are so happy for you. They instantly love one another and them. Now the moon is part of this. You know, your instinct is leading you to one another. Family, you're gonna have great, you start to condition each other in the right prospects and aspects where you're loving, nurturing, and caring from the get-go, and you kind of set this blueprint and you don't deviate from that. You don't take each other for granted. Nobody becomes a doormat. It's really beautiful because you understand each other's moods and emotions, and you know, you want things that have beautiful, sustainable energy. That's really lovely. Let's get some initials as well. Yeah, really gorgeous, caring, loving energy. So we have G, we have K, and we have I. So it can be any 3 of these, beginning, last, whatever. Because it's for such a huge collective, I like to choose 3 that can be any initial or letter. One can also be yours. So G, K, and I. Again, I feel like this is very liberating. I want to pull 2 messages from my cards too. So we have excitement, happiness, love is already on the way. So know this, feel this. It's part of the process of the art of manifesting and the law of attraction, already feeling it, getting excited about it, knowing it's on its way. Pure love consciousness, a value phase. You're going to be moving into this beautiful phase of life almost immediately where you feel love and connectedness to all things. You are elevating, and part of that is so we can read these new vibrations, these higher vibrations, a real value phase in your life where you take care of yourself, you know your worthiness, you're looking after yourself, mind, body, and spirit. Very important. Let's see what your animal totem is going to be. White birds, doves, spreading messages of peace and harmony. I feel like you'll see this imagery maybe on TV, on whatever. This symbolism is going to reckon very highly for you. Doves and birds of peace, white birds, you know, just one of that symbolism, that freedom, that lifting, that light, all of that. And let's get a time frame for you as well. First, we'll get personality phase of what you're going into, and then, okay, so we have 5 months as a time phrase. And this is kind of like what you're pushing towards, this beautiful, confident, robust, passionate person. What do I want? Let me evaluate it and go after it and not have any doubt, not have any fears, not be dissuaded or lose my focus on this. So you're going to have really great focus at this time on what makes you feel good and what drives your passion. And that's very important because it lifts us, right? And it helps us be creative and feel alive and feel excited about life. Beautiful energy, group 3. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below if you need a private read. If you want very particulars, my Etsy store information, come see me on Instagram. I'm always running contests for jewelry and reads and everything, and I love connecting with you guys over there, and it's so much fun. So love and light to you guys. I am going to go upload.